Welcome to another exciting edition of Coffee and Bonsai with Tom. Today we'll be working on one of my cork bark dwarf jades. I call this one my oak tree because the inspiration for this tree, for me, is sort of an oak tree. So I want it to be a little, wilder and free forming, in that style. So let's spin it around, take a look. You can see it certainly needs a pruning. For sure. I kind of repotted this one, I don't know, not that long ago, so I wanted to give it some time to really get going in its pot and get established. So let's take a look at the bark on this. I have another cork bark jade as well. You can check my videos if you're interested in seeing that. But, it's just a delightful bark. It has cracks and fissures and just so much character, and, this one meets the soil very nicely. And it's just, an old, craggy looking bark that just really gives character to the tree. For sure, you can see I've got a stump there I need to clean up. But it just really is super nice. I mean, I definitely recommend if you can get a hold of a cork bark jade. They're well worth it because I just find the bark to be super interesting. Yeah, I also want to zoom in here and show you the pot here. This is a local Seattle area artist called Candied Clay. They have a website and you can check. I have a video on pots and you can get a link to that or just Google it. But they're involved in our club, and I just love this pot. I mean, it's green and black, and it's got this ribbing and some white in there, and the feet are just delightful. Well, let's get to it and clean this up. My goal here is to really just clean it up. I don't want to do any major structural pruning. I kind of like that, but I want to get rid of large leaves, cut back the growth to two to three nodes where it makes sense. We start there in the top. That's clearly out of scale. And, just kind of neaten it up. I like to get rid of large leaves that are sort of distracting or leaves that are hanging straight down so I can create some sparsity and clarity so I can see the trunk and see the nature and structure of the tree. And, certainly getting rid of the leaves that have already led to two new branches. Those are not needed anymore, and I find it just really cleans up the look to get rid of those. Yeah, so I'm just going around, and anything I don't like, I'll just kind of take it out. There's some leaves hanging down, and like I said, it helps to just thin it out a bit. And I kind of tend to start at the top and work the way down, or sometimes I start at the bottom and work the way up. I don't really. I guess it's whatever. I kind of start with the easiest stuff first and then go from there. But this is a little thick here, so I'm gonna clip this off. It's grown straight up, so we definitely don't need that. We may simplify that branch a bit more. This one is way too long over here. Shorten that up. So it'll lead to more compact growth further in. Got some leaves that are sort of, making it a little chaotic and confusing looking, so I'll remove those. And I tend to spin the tree around a lot and see what this we don't need on the trunk. See what the next thing is. If you don't know exactly what to do, this is kind of cluttered. I'll have to figure out what to do here. It's often best to just start simplifying, and then what you need to do will present itself, especially when you're not doing major structural pruning here. I'm just sort of tuning things up and cleaning it up for the next phase of growth. This is a branch here that was on top of the other one. Don't need that. Get rid of these leaves that are hanging down and just confusing things. Yeah, we're kind of getting there, but there's still a lot of chaos here. And like I said, I want to style this as an oak tree style, so I want it to be a little more fuller and free form. I'm not looking for a classically styled bonsai here, but I also want to be able to see the shape. So get rid of the leaves that are growing to the inside there. You can see this front branch. We'll have to take care of that, but first I'm just kind of thinning out leaves that I don't like. And it helps just to keep looking at it. This is a bit jumbled over here. I'm just trying to see how I want to thin it out. I'm going to take that back. It's really just not going to be a major part of the tree. That's way better. And take this back to just sort of clean up this area. It's way too congested and crowded. You can see it's already looking a lot better. Just trying to create some space and air in there, to make the style much more visible. Yeah, that's better already. It's kind of, that was growing straight up. Get rid of that. I've got some leaves I no longer need over there. That left branch might be a little long, but I think I'm going to let it go for now. I kind of want it to strengthen up a bit, and I think it's got some good branches coming off here where my fingers are that'll really thicken up, and then I'll decide what to do with it after that. Let's deal with this front branch. It really is, it's going straight up and also kind of angling into the main trunk, so I really don't see that as part of the tree. Just taking a look at it, yeah, I'll take that off and take it off some more, and yeah, I think even some more. That's just not going to work. There we go. Marvelous. One thing I want to mention is, I've said a few times I call this like my oak tree style, which is really my inspiration for this tree. And I think, it's helpful to have that for each of your trees. So you sort of have a goal. I'm just going to thin out the top here. A goal of where you want to go, like what is your inspiration for it? I mean, even if it's something that's very atypical or not common, I think it helps to have sort of a game plan in mind. And it's not like you have to stick to it. I mean, you can change your mind. But I've always found it's very helpful in making decisions. I'm just thinning this out here about, where you want to go with this tree and to help your decision making process. I think I'm just going to take this. I may just take this off. It looks a bit long, but it helps you make decisions about your pruning and your styling and your overall shape. And so I've found that to be super, super helpful. Yeah, just shorten this up. That's a lot better. Those two branches will kind of continue on their way out the back. So, I recommend that. Try it out and see what you think. It's sort of, I guess I'd call it as having a goal for the tree. It just really helps, like rather than just sort of applying the, left, right, back, bonsai styles to a tree, which, sort of leads to all your trees looking like the same tree. I think it's a little more helpful to, just have a picture in your mind of what this tree evokes to you, right? And try to move in that direction. And I found that to be helpful. So I think the top here is a bit just congested. So I'm going to thin this out a little, remove some branches and leaves and see what we got here. Yeah, it's still, I think I'm just going to take this out, see what that does. I want to do that. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot cleaner. And these things grow voraciously, so this will all fill back in. But you kind of want to make it as good as you can while you're actually pruning. Yeah, I think I'll take that one off. That's much better. Yeah. So the top left is looking a little long to me. I think I'm gonna take that back. Yeah, that looks good. Give it some room to grow, and as it fills in and the bottom fills in, maybe I'll end up keeping both of them. But I think we're kind of getting there. On the top, maybe take a little off of this branch. It's a bit heavy looking. Yeah, I think that will look better. Yeah, it's a little more air there. And it helps to just continually look at the tree. And like I said, if you don't like it, if it's too thick, just take it off. Like that. I think that's much better. I just remove that. Now I may end up taking that tip off in that longest branch there, but like I said, I want to let it go for a bit and fill in. This is a little congested here. Just going around and thinning things out a bit. Yeah, this is a little long. That's much better. I've been kind of struggling with that the entire time, and I finally just decided to take it off. And boy, that was the best decision right there. It looks much better, and now there's much more room for those branches to kind of come in and create a pad. I think I'll do something similar there. Just take it back. Continuing to look around. Yeah, I think we're getting close. At least, I think it's dramatically improved from what we started with, for sure. So I have this stump here, and I'm just going to cut away at that and just try to, it's kind of a warning. There was a nice branch coming off there, and, measure twice and cut once. I cut it way too close and then lost the whole thing. Like the branch that was coming off died off, and luckily I have this other branch going towards the back that I can use, but I was very sad to see that go, and it was all because I pruned it too close to the branch. Once it's thick like this, it doesn't matter. There are leaves out there, and this will heal over and you won't even see it. But yeah, that was an unfortunate pruning accident. But, it still looks good. I think we can totally work with this, and I'm not concerned about it at all. I think that's much better. Cleaned it up. So I think we're coming into the home stretch here. I want to take a little bit more off, but like I said, I wasn't planning on doing a major pruning with this. I'm just neatening it up and letting it grow some more. And I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and just clean up all the debris that's kind of fallen. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully you agree that this is taking on a bit of an oak shape. I can almost imagine a little swing hanging off one of these branches, and someone enjoying a summer day, escaping the heat under there. And, we'll go from here. I think this has been some pretty good forward progress, and I will put it back on the shelf and let it grow some more, and we'll probably be pruning it again in another month or so. Well, let's take a look at where I see this going. You can see where the primary branches are. Going to zoom in here a little bit. I can sort of see, a pad developing here. This will here as well on this side, and also the top. And so it's really just a case of allowing it to continue to grow, take care of it, give it good food, light and water. And I can't wait to get them outside. We're in spring now, so they'll be going outside as soon as we hit 50 degrees and above in the evenings. And boy, they really, really like it outside in the sunshine. So I'm very excited to see what this tree does. Well, that's it for today. I want to thank you for spending time with me, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.